premise. If you become a Chief Justice, you can do anything you like.
No.
You can't.
No.
The Constitution says that yes, you can become a Chief Justice. You have security of tenure and everything. But it doesn't mean that as Chief Justice you can commit murder. And when you commit murder, nothing will happen to you.
She hasn't.
It says that as Chief Justice, if you break the law, this is the procedure to follow to deal with you. That's the Constitution. And this is the first time in my recent life that I'm hearing of a political party planning to organize a demonstration to tell the president not to follow the provisions of the Constitution. Unbelievable. But you see, it's allowed. If you wake up today and you see the image of President John Dramani Mahama on your television set, discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. Take note of that. A duty to be fair and candid. The exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased, either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of law. And C, where the person or authority is not a judge or other judicial officer, there shall be published by constitutional instrument or statutory instrument regulations that are not inconsistent with the provisions of this Constitution or that other law to govern the exercise of the discretionary power. This is what they are dwelling on.
296C.
But listen.
The regulations that are not inconsistent.
Yeah.
With the provisions of the Constitution.
But listen. It is clear that even 296C makes exceptions. It doesn't say that any time there's going to be the use of discretionary power, there has to be a legislative instrument. Because it says, where the person exercising the authority is not a judge or other judicial officer, there shall be published by constitutional instrument. So it makes exceptions. Okay? But that is not all. What is this article in the Constitution, the whole article, seeking to achieve? It is seeking to avoid a case where the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased, either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike. These are the operative words. Now, if you look at 146, what does it do? 146 says that somebody must present a petition to the president.
It's procedure.
That petition is taken to a council, the Council of State. How can personal hatred and dislike be exhibited in this process? Show me. So the Council of State then determines that a prima facie case has been established. Where is the capriciousness in this? And then on the basis of that, the president is advised to establish the 5-member committee. Not the president himself, but 5-member committee to go into the matter. And he says that 2 members of the 5-member committee shall be judges. And 3 members shall be chosen from the general. So how does 296 apply? This Article 146 itself ensures that the exercise of that discretionary power is not arbitrary, it's not capricious, it's not based on one person's hatred for another. And mind you, what are we talking about when we're talking about the Council of State? You are talking about a body composed of representatives of all the 16 regions. You are talking about a body today which includes a former Chief Justice. A former Chief Justice is sitting on the Council of State. We are talking about a body on which sits senior advocates of the bar. Look, everybody must abide by the provisions of Article 146. They didn't mention 296. The first statement said we should all abide by the provisions of Article 146, all of us, and so on. And that we should allow the law to work. We shouldn't depart from the law. Follow the law strictly, and so on. Wow. Ghana Bar Association, maybe there's some merit. A couple of days later, the public relations officer of the Ghana Bar Association then comes out and says, the Bar Association is surprised that lawyers are commenting on the case before a judge for determination, and that it is prejudicial. It's the Ghana Bar Association. Okay? Then they come back and say, now everybody should get a copy of the petition and the Chief Justice's response. And that even the decision and the processes leading to the decision of the Council of State should also be published, so that there's a public debate. Where is the consistency? What? Ghana Bar Association. What is this? Where is the consistency? You know, and then they come up again and issue another statement and say they are waiting for the president. If he doesn't do what they want, they are going to go to court. Go to court for what? They're going to go to court. You understand? And I don't know. These people, the New Patriotic Party,